In the quiet town of Umuchukwu, nestled between green hills and narrow red soil roads, stood St. Benedict Catholic Church, a tall, white building with stained glass windows and an iron bell that rang faithfully every morning at 6 a.m. Inside that church lived a man of deep conviction, Father Raymond Ease, a 42-year-old Catholic priest known for his calming voice, deep sermons, and quiet sorrow. The town respected him, but few truly knew the cross he bore silently. 5 years earlier, Father Raymond's only sibling, his younger sister, Adaora Ease, had been arrested for the murder of her boss, a prominent businesswoman named Mrs. Clara Obasi. Adaora was a personal assistant at a major real estate firm in Enugu. One evening, her boss was found strangled in her office, and all evidence, a scarf with Adaora's fingerprints and angry text messages, pointed to her. The news rocked the family and the church. Father Raymond believed with every fiber of his soul that his sister was innocent. Adaora was kind, deeply religious, and had a soft heart. But the court didn't care. She was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. The world saw a priest remaining calm and devoted. But inside, Father Raymond was breaking. 3 months after the conviction, something happened that would haunt him forever. It was a rainy Saturday afternoon. Father Raymond sat in the wooden confessional booth, his hands folded, rosary beads wrapped tightly around his wrist. The curtain parted, and a familiar voice spoke, deep, male, shaking with guilt. The man confessed to a crime. "Father, I need to speak before it kills me. 5 months ago, I killed someone. It wasn't supposed to go that far. I just wanted to scare her. But she fought back, and I panicked. Her name was Clara Obasi." Father Raymond's breath caught in his throat. "I framed someone else. I knew she worked late. I used her scarf to wipe the desk. I sent fake texts. And now, she's rotting in prison for what I did. I thought I could forget, but God won't let me rest." Father Raymond asked, "What is the name of the person you framed?" The man answered, "Her name is Adaora Ease." Father Raymond's entire world shifted. He recognized the voice. It belonged to Mr. Desmond Nwoke, a respected church member, a husband and father. He had just confessed to the murder of Clara, the crime for which Adaora was suffering. But Father Raymond was a Catholic priest, bound by the sacramental seal of confession, a sacred vow which forbids him under any circumstances from revealing anything heard in confession. Even if the innocent suffered, even if the guilty walked free, he sat frozen, tears in his eyes, as Desmond muttered, "Please pray for my soul, Father, but I'm not ready to confess publicly. Not yet." Father Raymond wanted to scare him. He said, "You need to surrender to the police or else I will report you." Mr. Desmond said, "Father, I'm a Catholic member and I know you are bound by the sacramental seal of confession, so you dare not mention it to anyone." Father Raymond gave the absolution with trembling hands. And when the man left, he stayed in the booth, silently weeping. From that day on, his real torment began. He wanted to scream. He wanted to tell the police. He wanted to stand in the courtroom and shout the truth. But he couldn't. Every morning he stood at the altar, preaching forgiveness and justice, while knowing that justice had failed his own sister. He fasted for weeks. He prayed endlessly and urged his church members to pray with him. He stopped smiling. He stopped eating meat. Even his sermons became heavy. The church noticed, but no one asked. 5 long years passed. Desmond continued attending Mass. He smiled. He gave offerings. But his eyes were restless. Father Raymond never said a word to him outside confession, not even a look. But every single night, he prayed just one prayer. God, I can't break the seal. But you can break his heart. Let truth find its way. On a quiet Wednesday morning, a miracle happened. Desmond walked into the police station in Enugu and confessed to the murder of Clara Obasi. The news spread like wildfire. Father Raymond received the call that evening. Your sister has been released. Desmond confessed. She's coming home. He fell to his knees right there in the chapel, weeping for joy. Desmond left a letter behind for Father Raymond. You didn't say a word, but your silence screamed louder than any sermon. Every Mass, every Eucharist. I saw God watching me through your eyes. I couldn't live with it anymore. Thank you for praying for my soul. When Ada Aura walked back into Umuchukwu, the whole town gathered at St. Benedict. She wore white, not for innocence, but for rebirth. And Father Raymond? He hugged her tightly in front of the altar, with tears streaming down his face. Justice came. Not through man, but through God. Till the end of his life, Father Raymond never told anyone what happened in that confessional. The seal was never broken. But every Sunday, he stood taller in his white robe, preaching about truth, pain, and faith, not just from the Bible, but from his soul. Because sometimes, the greatest act of love is the silence that saves. Moral: sometimes, the loudest justice is delivered in silence. Truth delayed is not truth denied.
Kindly subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories waiting for you ahead.